Today we will be talking about the cell wall because till now we have done cell membrane, its features, its functions and the various properties related to cell membrane. The next component is cell wall. Cell wall, it is the outermost covering which is present in the plant cell. But for your knowledge, it is absent in the animal cell. Only in the plant cell, cell wall is present. It is rigid, it is hard, it is fully permeable, and as compared to cell membrane, which was made up of lipid and protein, this cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a type of carbohydrate. The function of this cell wall, because it is present outermost in the plant cell, the function is to provide protection against the environmental conditions. Because in 8th class, there was a line written in your book, plants cannot move. Then how they can protect themselves from the extreme weather conditions? So, this is the cell wall, which is a rigid and hard, which is giving the protection to the plants against the environmental harsh conditions like heat, like temperature, snowfall, etc. And also it is providing the support to the plant, structural support. It means it is helping to maintain the shape of the cell. Now there is a word plasmolysis. Before that, we in the cell membrane topic, there were the 3 types of solutions about which we did, and one activity was also shown to you related to raisins and eggs. The one is hypertonic, hypotonic and isotonic solutions, if you remember. In that, one solution which we took was hypertonic, where the amount of sugar in the water we took is in a large quantity. So what happens if we put in the anything like raisin or any material which is made up of a living substance, plant cell or animal cell in the hypertonic solution, the result was the shrinkage of the content. Now see, with the help of the diagram, this is shown over here. One is a normal cell, and a second figure it is showing that it has started shrinking, and in the third figure it has shrunk a lot. But what to notice here, although the content is shrinking, it is losing the water, but here outermost boundary is intact. It means the content of the cell has come in the center. By losing the water, the cell wall remains intact. It has not gone along with the protoplasm of the cell. It is intact, it is present outside. This is about the plasmolysed cell. So how can we write a definition of plasmolysis? Let us break this word plasmo and lysis. Plasmo word has come from plasma. Plasma means liquid and lysis means break. What liquid has broken? The cytoplasm or the protoplasm. Means inner content of the cell. Lysis means break. From where it has broken? From the cell wall, from the boundary. So the shrinkage of the content of the cell away from the cell wall. Why it has shrunk? Because it has loosened water. In which condition? When it is placed in the hypertonic solution. So this is plasmolysis. You have observed when your mama gives cucumber to you by sprinkling some salt on it, and if you forget to take that very piece of the cucumber for a short while, what happens? We see that these cucumber slices, they become loose. They are not as tough as it was in the early time, but now they have started losing their shape. Reason is that because the salt has been sprinkled on that, and due to which it has started losing the water. It is getting plasmolysed. It means there is a shrinkage of the content. It is losing the water because the salt sprinkled is acting as a hypertonic solution. Now question arises, can this situation be reversed? Yes, of course. That process is called as deplasmolysis. Like plasmolysis can also occur, the water which has come out can also go back in that very content, and it can go back to its original shape. I have put one question for you. Why plant cell not burst when placed in the water for so long? Means if we place a resin or a almond piece in the water for a longer period of time, 2 days, 3 days, etc. For few hours, for 3 hours, so it keep on gaining the water. But once you keep it for 2 days or 3 days, it will not keep on taking the water. Up to a certain limit, it will take the water. Now my question is this, if water keep on going inside that very cell, what will happen? Will it burst? It keep on gaining the water? Now we are to search out the answer for this very problem, and next time I will give answer to you for Nelly, which we are taking. It is the nucleus. Nucleus, as it is shown here, it is present in the center of the cell. In the center of a cell, present in eukaryotes. It occupies approximately 10% of the volume in a cell. It means it is bigger in the size. If we call it in a plant cell, it is present on one side, but in animal cell, it is present exactly in the center. It was also told you in the introduction of this chapter that the nucleus was discovered by the scientist called Robert Brown. Let's discuss its structure and function. The structure, as shown or drawn over here, it is double membranous. Although it is double membranous, but the outer membrane, it is not a continuous layer. In between, gaps are seen here. This membrane of the nucleus, which is present on outside of it, is called as nuclear membrane, and the gaps which we are able to see in this diagram is called as nuclear pore. Within this nucleus, you can see the thread-like structures. These are called as chromatin material. These chromatin material, they are made up of DNA and protein. This whole content, it is present in a liquid called as nucleoplasm. On this chromatin material, we are able to see the small dot-like structures called as genes. A dark spherical body, which is dense in nature, is also present in the nucleus, called as nucleolus. This nucleolus is made up of RNA and protein. It appears as if the nucleolus is same as nucleus, but I'll tell you the difference. Nucleus is having a membrane, but nucleolus is without the membrane. Content is same. It also contains chromatin, DNA, RNA, protein, and this nucleus is also containing it. DNA, I am continuously using this word. You should know the full form of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Gene is not a new word to you because in the 8th class also you have done this word gene. It means functional segment of DNA. What does it mean? It is a part of the DNA due to which the DNA is able to function. What is the function of the DNA? It carries the heredity information from one generation to another. It means whatever features or characters we are having, it passes to the next generation because of this genes. Because gene is a part of DNA, if DNA is having the same function as gene, DNA constitute chromatin. So whatever is the function of DNA is a function of chromatin. So if a question comes to you, what is the function of chromatin material? So you will be writing, they help to transfer the heredity information from one generation to another. Because chromatin is present in the nucleus, so you can write this same function for the nucleus also. Nucleus role, it helps to carry the heredity information from one generation to another generation. So it means one function, but you can use it at different places for DNA, for gene, for chromatin, and for nucleus. Next is, the word is chromatin material, but sometimes many times you have heard the word chromosome. Here on one side, a chromosome is also drawn. So how can we differentiate what is chromatin and what is chromosome? You can see chromatin is seen as loose thread-like structures. But here the chromosome, it appears as a rod-like structure. So this is the difference. There is a difference in the shape. Those threads, loose threads are chromatin. But when these threads, they overlap on each other again and again and condenses to give appearance of a rod, now this is called as chromosome. Means chromatin on condensation is called as chromosome. So in what situation it is called as chromatin and in what situation it is called chromosome? When the newly formed cell, when the cell is just formed, it is chromatin. But when the cell is about to divide, then they take a condensed shape and now it is called as the chromosome. This chromosome is having the two arms, upside and downside. The two arms of the chromosome is called as chromatid. These two arms are connected in the center point which is drawn as an orange one circle. This center point is called as the centromere. So chromatin is two arms of chromosome. Condensed form of chromatin is called as chromosome and the loose threads are called as the chromatin material. One more thing about this nucleus, you should know that this nucleus is present. It is a well-developed nucleus having all the parts. This nucleus is a feature of eukaryotic cell. This word eukaryotic and prokaryotic, although these words were introduced to you earlier also, but here also we will be telling about the same. Let us discuss first about the structure nucleolus. The thing which is left is it is made up of RNA and protein. They are mainly responsible for making the ribosome. Ribosome, they are also a very important part because they make the protein for a cell. Just you have to remember, nucleolus makes the ribosome. Clear? And these ribosomes which are made here come out of the nucleus through the pore and come to lie in the center of the cell. This is about the structure of the nucleus. Here, as I said, based upon the type of the nucleus, the organisms are called as prokaryote and eukaryote. This word you are familiar with as you have studied in 8th class also. Here I have written pro means old or ancient. It means new or advanced. And karyon means nucleus. It means, what is the meaning of prokaryote if we join the two words? It is the organism in which the nucleus is of ancient type or the old type. And the eukaryote means the organism in which the nucleus is well advanced or highly developed nucleus is present in that case. Clear? What is the meaning of not well defined nucleus? Means the nucleus parts are not fully formed. Nuclear content is present, but it is not present within a membrane. But in eukaryote, all the contents like chromatin, material, nucleolus, plasm, all are the things present, but they all are present within the membrane. Clear? So in prokaryote, this content, it is present within the membrane, and this membrane where it is present is this area where this whole content is present is called as nucleoid. And this content is consisting of only single chromosome or single circular DNA. But in eukaryote, as you have seen in the previous diagram, all the things are present. So many chromosomes or many chromatin materials are present in that. Because only single circular DNA is present in the prokaryote, so you can imagine that this size, prokaryotes are very small in the size. And you can see the example here written is bacteria. They are so small that we are not able to see with our eyes. But the eukaryotes, their size is comparatively larger as compared to prokaryote. All plants, all animals, they are consisting of the eukaryote. They are come in the category of eukaryotes. But bacteria, they come in the category of prokaryotes. So you can imagine how the prokaryote look like. Just now I'll show you one diagram which is of bacteria, and you can imagine where is the nucleoid present and how does it look like. So by that you can imagine how the eukaryote and the prokaryote they differ from. Now you can see a prokaryotic cell look like. See the yellow area which I said is called as nucleoid. It is the region. There is no nuclear membrane, nothing at all, only a single circular DNA is present in this area, and this content is not bounded by any membrane. So that is a feature of prokaryotic cell. The nucleus is not fully developed. Rest other things you can see, long hair called flagella, small hair called cilia, cell wall is there, cell membrane is there, free ribosomes are also present in that. This is how you can draw a bacteria cell or a prokaryotic cell. Okay, so this is the complete nucleus and its parts. Now we will come to the function of the nucleus. Number one, as it was told earlier, it is a unit of heredity, means it is responsible for transfer of character from one generation to another. Second function, you can say this nucleus, it is a control center of a cell. It means it is controlling all the activities of the cell, and it also helps the cell to divide. Whenever a cell is to break from 1 to 2, it is the nucleus, and means because of this nucleus it is able to do so this activity. These are the various functions of the nucleus. That's all for here. Now we will be reaching to the third part of the cell, that is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm means the inner liquid which is present out of the nucleus but within the plasma membrane. It is an area which is consisting of a liquid content, somewhere soil-like, somewhere gel-like. This content keep on rotating within the membrane, and this cytoplasm, it is consisting of many organelles which are the parts of the cell due to which the cell functions. Means mainly the organelles are contained in the cytoplasm. So this is about the cytoplasm. One by one we will be dealing with all the organelles which are present within the cytoplasm. Beta, now we will be doing about the various organelles present within the cytoplasm. Organelles, these are the structures or the parts of the cell due to which the cell performs its function. The very first organelle which we are dealing is endoplasmic reticulum. Let us break this word. Endoplasmic reticulum. Endo is inside. Plasma is liquid, cytoplasm. Reticulum is network. It means, just as you see in the diagram, within the cytoplasm, a network of tube-like structures is present, and this network is, due to the network, the name is endoplasmic reticulum. It is mainly a transport channel or a transport system of the eukaryotic cell. This network of tubular membrane, which is present in the cytoplasm of a cell, it starts from the nuclear membrane and ends up somewhere in the cytoplasm, or it can go up to the plasma membrane also. Because these tubes are highly scattered within the cytoplasm, though it gives appearance of a skeletal framework. So one of the function of endoplasmic reticulum is also, it is the skeletal framework of the cell, due to which the cell is able to maintain its shape. Transport channel is also there. One thing, during doing the nucleus, we have done nucleolus is present within the nucleus. The function of the nucleolus is to make the ribosome. Those ribosomes, they travel from nucleus, come out from the pore and come to lie on these networks of endoplasmic and get attached itself on these tubes called as cisterns. When they are attached on these tubes, then this endoplasmic reticulum give a appearance of a rough texture of these tubes. That is why they are given the name as rough endoplasmic reticulum. And ribosome are the important parts for a cell, because this is a place where the proteins are made, or you can say ribosome is a protein factory. So you can imagine, when they are attached on the tubes of endoplasmic reticulum, they constitute the site for protein formation. So proteins are made here on the endoplasmic reticulum. Some of the endoplasmic reticulums, it is not necessary that the ribosome get attached to it, or those ribosomes, they get free themselves from these tubes. Such endoplasmic reticulum on whose surface no ribosome is attached, they are generally found within the cytoplasm. They are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is, it is a place where the lipids or fats are synthesized. So endoplasmic reticulum types 2, one is SER, means smooth endoplasmic reticulum, one is RER, that is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So proteins are made on rough endoplasmic, lipids are made on smooth endoplasmic. The togetherly lipid and protein constitute a raw material for the formation of the plasma membrane. So we can say endoplasmic reticulum is involved in membrane biogenesis. What is meaning of biogenesis? Bio is living, genesis is generate. It means the living membrane, that is plasma membrane, is generated because of contribution by the endoplasmic reticulum. One more function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum other than the lipid formation is that in the certain areas, like in the liver cell, this smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is meant to nullify the effect of certain harmful drugs. Detoxification work is done in the liver cell by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Because rough is due to the presence of ribosome and mainly involved in the protein formation, so we can say the enzymes are also a type of the proteins. So enzyme formation is also done with the help of this RER, and those enzymes are involved at many places. Also, because I told you that it acts as a skeletal framework, transport channels within taking the material from one part of the cell to another part of the cell. This is all about endoplasmic reticulum. Just see how it is drawn. These are the certain tubes attached one with the another. Organelle which is present in the cytoplasm of a cell is Golgi bodies, also known as the Golgi apparatus. This was very first of the time observed by the scientist Camillo Golgi in the nerve cell of an owl. There he identified this one. Full name is Camillo Golgi. This is a membrane bound structure. It is sac-like tubular structures are present, which are present made of the stacks of parallel flattened sacs, or also called as the cisterns. These parallel stacks, parallel tube-like structures present near the nucleus. And from where it has been formed, just see that the endoplasmic reticulum present close to this Golgi body, they have contributed in the formation of Golgi bodies. It means the rough endoplasmic reticulum, whose corners get pinched off, make the vesicle, these vesicles they join, and when these vesicles they get joined, they attach with one another and result in formation of these parallel tubes. So the contribution of the Golgi body means their formation is from the endoplasmic reticulum. They get collected near the nucleus. Clear? And on one stack is pile. In one stack they can range from 7 to 10 or maybe more in the number. Here in this cell which I have drawn, I have make a pile. But if it is a plant cell, then this piling is not there. Then this Golgi apparatus this parallel tubes are present in a single form scattered within the cell. There it is not called as Golgi body. In the plant cell, they are called by the name as dictyosome. So this system of folded tube-like structures present near the nucleus formed by endoplasmic reticulum, clear? And this stack is called as Golgi body. The function of the Golgi body is they are making whatever the things are made by the endoplasmic reticulum, they get finalized by the Golgi bodies. One is this. There are many other functions also. So regarding the functions of Golgi apparatus, it basically store, pack and modifies the products in the vesicles. You can see the small circular things which is on the sides of this Golgi apparatus in the diagram. They are called as the vesicles, which get pinched off from this Golgi. It also temporarily store protein that move out of the cell through the vesicles of Golgi apparatus. Third, it packs and transport the material synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum to the different target sites within the cell or outside the cell. Next, the complex sugar is made from the simple sugar with the help of Golgi apparatus. The lysosome, which is also one of the organelle present in the cell, is also made with the help of Golgi bodies. These are the certain functions, so you will be remembering only those ones which are given in the book, that is modification and packaging, transporting the material, complex sugar is made, and the lysosome formation. These all are done by the Golgi bodies. Next we are moving to the organelle known as the lysosome. You can see in the sheet lysosome, these are the spherical structures or the organelles present within the cell. They are mainly found in the animal cell. They are called as waste disposal system of the cell, or they are also called by the name as suicidal bag of the cell. Waste disposal, it means the waste material which is made within the cell is being disposed or removed with the help of these organelles. That is why they are called as the sweepers of the cells also. They are present within the animal cell. Why? Because this function of waste disposal is carried out by the vacuole in plants. So there is no need of lysosome present over there. They are also called as suicidal bags. What is the meaning of suicidal bag? Which is killing itself. So how this waste removing and killing function is being performed by these lysosomes? Because these lysosomes, they have a enzyme or the chemical which is called as hydrolytic enzyme. So this enzyme is a digestive enzyme. So wherever the lysosomes, any cell or any material is to be removed out of the cell, lysosome reaches to that place, they burst off, release out this digestive enzyme on that very material, and thus due to the help of this enzyme, the whole material gets washed off or gets eaten away by this. So that is why there even sometimes what happens when the cells stop working, they even kill the whole cell including themselves, because they are eating themselves as well as the whole cell. So the name is called as the suicidal bags. As I told you in the previous topic, their formation is from the Golgi bodies. But the enzyme which is doing all this activity within the lysosome, this is being contributed by RER or rough endoplasmic reticulum. Because we studied rough endoplasmic reticulum, this is being contributing the proteins. So enzyme is a type of the protein. So this is also a membrane bound cell organelle which is present in the cytoplasm containing the digestive enzyme. Clear? So this is all about the lysosome, but the one important thing which you have to remember, they are called as suicidal bags, waste disposal mechanism, or they are called as sweeper of cell. You have to know the meaning regarding this, the reason regarding that, why they are called as the suicidal bag of the cell. Next organelle which we are doing is a mitochondria. Very, very important. This is also called, as a lysosome is called as the societal brain, mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called as powerhouse? Power means energy, because here the energy is stored for all the activities which a cell is to perform. That energy is stored here in the mitochondria. But how this energy is stored? This energy, we know energy comes from food. In the mitochondria, the glucose breaks down. The glucose is a food. It breaks down, release energy. Process is called as respiration. This energy gets stored in a chemical whose name is called as ATP. ATP, full name I have written in this sheet, adenosine triphosphate. So due to the presence of energy or storage of energy within this organelle, they are called as the powerhouse of the cell. They are also membrane bound. What is the meaning of membrane bound? Again and again I am using this word. Membrane bound means having a membrane outside of it. But what is special here? Here it is not a one membrane. Here the two membranes are present. So it is a double membranous organelle. You can see in the diagram, outer membrane is smooth, but the inner membrane is highly folded. And this highly folded membrane is called by the name as crista. Question, why not the inner membrane is so smooth as is the outermost? The inner membrane is highly folded because by this it increases the surface area. Which surface area? For more ATP generation. It means more energy molecules are made in this area. More and more energy molecules are made, and more energy it gets packed. So this mitochondria, it is present in the areas, its number vary. The areas which is requiring more energy, that will be having more number of mitochondria. Imagine yourself in your body, your leg muscles and the hand muscles, whatever muscles are there, they are in use a lot. And if the muscles are in a use of lot, so naturally these muscles require more mitochondria. There is a difference in the plant and animal also the number of mitochondria. Plant cell requires less mitochondria, but the animal cell requires more number of mitochondria. You can imagine the reason, because the animal cell, they move, and for movement they require energy, and the plants are stationary. Being stationary, the energy required is less in that case. So one thing very important to note, they are called as powerhouse. Second important thing is that about the ATP generation. It is a place where the ATP formation takes place. You can see that I have made the small structures on the inner folded membrane, and these structures, they contain the ATP in that. In the center of this folded membrane, a place is there where a fluid substance is present. Fluid, better to say ground substance. Ground substance means a place where the action in the mitochondria is to occur. If the breakdown of food is to occur, if the energy is to release to occur, it is this place. So that is why it is called as the ground substance, for which a name is given called as matrix. This matrix, which is a fluid substance, contains DNA, ribosome and enzyme. The enzyme is helpful for the breakdown of food to release energy. Due to the presence of DNA and ribosome in mitochondria, otherwise DNA, where we find DNA? In the nucleus. But here also we can find the DNA. This DNA, due to the presence of DNA, this is called by the name as semi-autonomous organelle. It means it is semi-independent. It is not wholly solely dependent upon the nucleus. So sometime a question is asked, name the organelle which is having its own genetic material. So you will be writing the DNA. This is mitochondria. Genetic material means DNA and ribosome. So it has its own DNA and ribosome. Its folds are called as cristae, and this area is called as the matrix. So ATP full name, adenosine triphosphate. So this is all about the mitochondria. So very important question, why they are called as the powerhouse of the cell. Next we will be moving to the next organelle. This is the next organelle, which is called as the chloroplast. Actually the topic is plastid. You have done earlier also. The meaning of plastid is color providing organelle. So which provide the color. You see, we are not colored. Plants are colored. The different parts of the plant, they are colored. So due to the presence of the different colors, we divide the plastid into various categories: chromoplast, chloroplast and leucoplast. You can see here, we can see here and here. chromoplast. It is a colored plastid due to which the different colors are given to the various parts. You can see the various things which are colored in the plant is the flower. And you can imagine why the flowers are colored, because they attract the insect and the other animals for the process of pollination. So for the pollination, the flowers are colored, and different colors of the flower is due to this plastid known as chromoplast. The next plastid, it is chloroplast. It is a green color plastid. And you know green color is present generally in the leaves area. And this green color is due to the presence of a chemical or the pigment called as chlorophyll. What is the role of chlorophyll? It is helping in the process of photosynthesis. Next is leucoplast. It is a white plastid. It means a plastid which has no color, which gives the white color to the place where it is present. And you can imagine in the plant generally the roots and the seeds, they are the white. What is the purpose of these? They help in the storage of fats and the proteins wherever they are present. So here we are generally concerned with the chloroplast. So what is the role of the chloroplast? How will chloroplast look like? Chloroplast, again, it is double membranous. Two membranes are there. Outer you can see this is the smooth membrane. But the inner membrane, it is highly folded. It is folded like this way. So it is folded membrane, highly folded like a pile of coins upon each other. One such pile is called as grana. And these granas are located in the area, and this area is called as stroma. Stroma is again a ground substance or the matrix which is consisting of DNA, ribosome, enzyme, as was present in mitochondria. So this also organelle has its own DNA other than nucleus. So we call it again, it is a semi-autonomous organelle. So again, if a question comes to you, name the organelle which has its own DNA or genetic material. So one name is mitochondria, another name you will say as the chloroplast. So this structure which is called is a grana. Here you can see in the diagram, this orange dots I have made, this is a place where the chlorophyll is present. The role of chlorophyll, it helps in the process of photosynthesis. One more thing, this organelle, it is present only in the plant cell. So chloroplast is present in the plant cell. So only the plants are there which do the process of the photosynthesis. This is all about the chloroplast. So we will be moving to the next organelle which is called as vacuole. This is the vacuole. You can see vacuole, what is there? What is the meaning of that? Empty spaces within the cell. So these empty spaces within the cell, it is present both in the plant as well as in animal. In the plant cell, it is generally large in the size or 1 or 2 in the number. But in the animal cell, they are small in size and very few in the number. Again, it is a membrane bound. It means they are present, a membrane is present around it. And this membrane is called by the name as tonoplast. And within this membrane, there is a liquid present called as cell cell. Many functions of the vacuoles are there. It is like a storehouse of your room, of your house. It's like a polythene bag. What do you do with the polythene bag? Sometimes the waste material is there. We pack in the polythene bag and throw it out of the house. Sometimes some important material is there in the home. We put it in the polythene, put a knot and place it in somewhere in the home to keep it for a longer period of time. Same is done with the vacuole. For the storage, for the removal of the waste. The animals which are living in the water like amoeba, paramecium, what is the role of vacuole is very important because they live in the water. Therefore, the body gets large amount of water within it. So excessive water which enters in their body is removed with the help of the vacuole which is present in their body. Clear? So their role is very important. In the plant, the vacuole, they play a role of storage. So these are the few functions which a vacuole performs. Next, this is all about the organelles. Now we will be dealing all these organelles. A very important word which we are doing now is cell division. This is the last topic of the cell. This is one of the activity which is performed by the cell. Till now we have done parts of the cell. Now we are doing one function, one activity which is performed by the cell is the cell division. What does it mean? When a cell divides or breaks into two. A cell divides or breaks into two, as you can see here, from one cell two cells are formed. Here from one cell two cells are formed. So this is called as the cell division. It is of two types. One name is called as mitosis, one name is called as meiosis. What is the difference in these two? If a cell is dividing, how can they differ? The difference is that within the cell there is a presence of chromosome in the nucleus, and every individual has fixed number of chromosome. Take example of yourself. In our body, in human body, 23 pair of chromosomes are present. Might be you people are aware about that. Here I have represented as a one single pair as a representation. So when a cell divide, two are formed, cell has divided. Still, the two cells which are made over here, they contain the same number of chromosome as was present in the parent here. So pair here, pair here. There is no change in the number of chromosome, although the cell has divided. So such division is called as mitosis, a type of division in which the number of chromosome after division remains the same. But see the meiosis, when the cell divides into two, the two new cells which are made, in that one part of the pair of chromosome, one enters in one cell, another enters in another cell. Clear? So when the number of chromosome reduces to half, this is called as meiosis. So meiosis is a type of division which is a reductional division. Mitosis is a type of division which is a equational division. Equational is equal, reductional is reduce. So number of chromosome becomes same, the number of chromosome becomes half. Where does mitosis occur? Where does meiosis occur? The body cells, in our whole body, this mitosis takes place. But except one cell, one type of cell called as gametic cells. Gametes, egg and sperm. These are the cells which contains half the number of chromosome. Clear? There is a logic behind that. So in the live class, we will be taking the details or extra logic. What is the logic mainly behind that? One more difference, when the mitosis takes place, in the end, two cells are formed. When the meiosis takes place, in the end, 4 cells are formed. You can see over here how it occurs. This is all about cell division. So sometime a question comes, name the type of division which occur in the formation of the gametes. It is meiosis. Name the type of division which occurs in our body cells or somatic cells. It is a mitotic division. So that's all about our chapter cell. We have included all the organelles, the parts of the cell, and a process known as the cell division.